Okay, you go over into the not the Arls. What is the name again? You
Yeah, no.
you go into the champions estate
Yeah.
castle, what have you, and when you arrive, Caen is dressed in very fine clothing, and as you've been going through the city, there's more and more people who are wearing these gaudy T-shirts, these gaudy Hero for Elden, Hero Thetis T-shirts, and Kane will
Just too.
give you a very big grin, almost Joker-like grin, and he'll say, "Ah, Leodin, my boy, you all have returned. So, have you guys acquired everything you needed to fix everything, to save the world, or what have you?"
Yes, we have all of the materials, and all that's left is
Splendid! He
to.
cuts you off. Here, he says. He takes out his parchment. You know what to do, right? Go ahead, off with you. Let's get this whole thing started immediately. Yes, champion. The servant says, and he leaves.
What's happening
He
there?
says, "Well, now that the world is about to change for the better, it's time for us to celebrate. You all here. You all are invited as well." He hands you guys some parchments. If you look at it,
I
it's in gold lettering. Champion of Perfwall presents a giant party extravaganza, a ball at the estate. Everyone is invited. Black tie event, food, music, fun, everything as we celebrate and count down the days till Doomsday is over. Is essentially what the invitation says.
Uh, we don't even know if.
we don't know this is gonna work.
Do you
Well,
want to tell
I'm,
Kane that? Are you going to tell him that?
I was going to at least say, well, it's not a so much. It's not as simple as collect them all. Yay, we win.
So
Thing.
what exactly does this entail? Hurry up, boy. Everybody's anxious to get this party started. I've already started telling all the very important people all about it. They're all excited. People have been picking out their
We need
outfits.
3 days.
Say that again? I beg your pardon?
The thing, the ritual that needs to be performed with the ingredients requires at least 3 days.
Perfect, he says. That'll give me a couple days to get everything in order, and we can all celebrate the night before.
And I
Also,
need your help.
My
yes.
help? Well, of course. Anything that you wish. Any of my
Can
potions is completely yours for a very good discount fee. Tiny discount fee.
we would also require your majory.
Oh,
If that's a word.
I'm sure I can help out with that. I mean that's pretty easy, my boy.
In my mind, I'm thinking, is this man capable of standing still for even 5 minutes, let alone the amount of time to get the circle properly? Anyway. Also, we probably would not be able to stay after the ritual is a success. If,
Oh,
when it is.
that's all right, he says. I am more than happy to take one for the team and gather all of your accolades on your behalf. You saw that coming.
I knew it. I did. Better, all the better for him.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. I guess again in my head, this reality is not going to exist for very much longer. Let him live his dream.
What we need from you, champion, is a magical circle. If you can do that, we can handle the rest.
Oh, of course. I have one in my office.
Well, that's convenient. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, just let me know what you need, and I can probably provide you with it. I thought, is that all? I thought you were asking me for something challenging, difficult.
I don't know the exact specifics, so I'm just gonna do a cop out and just say,
I'll tell you what.
Leoden.
I tell you what. You promise to be at our party to celebrate, and I will give you anything you want.
Discount fully off.
Does what? Say that again?
Discount fully off.
Uh, I meant for your ritual or whatever it is that you need to get this saving the world kickstarted.
Oh, wait, can we make that a Kickstarter?
Kickstarter!
Can we get
Donate now to save the world and end the blight.
Anyway. Right. That should do it then.
That is the most important thing, after all.
Yes.
All right. Can't wait to see you all in your wonderful outfits. Oh, and make sure you bring a date. We don't want to have all of you there going stag now. That wouldn't really do. What would people say? What would people think?
Thank you very much, champion.
And then Leoden had a whole nother world with problems to worry about. Join us next week for it.
So he'll send you off.
As we move away from, move towards the doors, I'm gonna lean over to Leoden and say, I don't like it. He was far too eager. Something's wrong.
I agree. But then again, something's always wrong about him.
Yeah, just be on your guard. I don't trust him.
So that evening, the funeral services occur. The services is very similar to the one prior. The captain once again gives a speech before everybody, talking about Ragnar. She didn't really know Liam all that well. So she asks if anyone wishes to say a few words about the Templar. They may do so now. Sanaya will probably stand up. And she says to the congregation, I know that most of you don't know me at all. I was only on your ship, a passenger on your ship for a very brief time. I knew this man quite well, Liam. We definitely had our ups and downs together. This man and I. And, but one thing I can say about him is he was very consistent about his drive to serve the Maker. Many can critique and could argue that it got to very overzealous levels. I was one of those people, myself. He always did what he believed was right, and I think if you ever made a mistake and did something that he believed was actually wrong, he would be the first to admit to it, and would be the first to jump at the opportunity to make amends. Not very many people can honestly say that. I think that wherever he is now, I'd like to believe that his loyalty will be awarded, and that he is resting, and finally finding peace. Because I think that at the end of the day, don't we all deserve that? At some point? Rest well, Liam. I'm sure I will see you again very soon. And with that, she steps down. Does Leoden want to say anything?
Some silence, I think, as everyone let the words sink in, and then Leoden would step forward.
Okay. I think that makes sense.
Slowly walk up to whatever podium or whatever they had serving that purpose.
Okay. The entire congregation is silent as they get up. Jody looks towards your direction and gives you a very encouraging look. She's good about those kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
As you get up on the tablet, your sister actually whispers into your ear. It's probably fitting, she says. I think you of all people were the closest one to him.
Yes.
She will place her hand gently on your shoulder, give it a squeeze, sisterly squeeze, and then she will leave you up to say whatever it is you want to say.
All right. Liam, I did not know him for very long. If anything, it was but a chapter of what his life was, but from just that small chapter I could tell that he was a good man. He wanted to be one. Above all else, he wanted to serve the Maker. He wanted to do what was right, and for things that happened out of his control, he wanted to redeem himself, and although there was no need for him to, it was... I would think that he would be happy and resolved in knowing that his life was well lived and fought for, that he has helped us in more ways than he possibly intended or would know. He trusted me, and I initially gave him no reason to. He felt so distant from others. It may have been because he didn't want others to worry about him, or he didn't want anyone to be concerned if what had happened would. But I think he would be surprised in a nice way that we're all here to remember him, to ensure that what he has done will not go forgotten and will not have been in vain. Leoden steps away from the podium and walks back to where he was standing earlier.
Leoden, as you step down from the podium and make your way back to where you were standing, Connor is in tears, and when you reach about halfway, it's actually close to where he's standing, he runs over to you and he wraps his arms around your waist and he starts sobbing. Because you understand that the reason why Connor's still here is because of Liam.
Right.
And Connor knows that too.
He'd be surprised a bit, but then wrap his arms around Connor as well and just let him cry. Because sometimes that's all he can do.
As he's crying, you see that he has the little carving that he made, that he was making, and he looks up at you and he holds it up and he says, "Can we still give him this?"
Leoden would crack a smile and say, "Of course, we can still give it to him."
"Can you come with me afterwards?" he says.
Sure.
The captain goes back up, and the rest of the congregation has a moment of silence as they think about Liam, as they think about what is to come. Hopefully happier times because of the sacrifices that everybody on the ship made, not just Liam, but all of the crew, and all of the sacrifices that people are making now and are about to make. The crew, Dagnar, will be sent out to sea. As for the Templar Liam, they will instead give his body to the chantry so that he can be buried there amongst their cemetery. The captain believed that that was probably where Liam would want to be placed. Connor takes your hand, clutches it, and you escort the child over to where Liam's body is shrouded, and very gently he places it at his feet. The next days occur, and as I said, things around the city are very exciting. You start all of a sudden seeing posters all over the place. All of Kirkwall is having decorations, lights, everything. It's the talk of the town. People are talking of this big giant party that's coming up in 2 days, and everybody's wondering, who are you going to ask? Who's going to be your date? Blah, blah, blah. What are you going to be wearing? And all of a sudden, it's like nobody even realizes the blight existed. All of a sudden, they're blissfully naive. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing is up for you to decide. But the despair that you witnessed around the city is gone and has been replaced with hope, has been replaced with joy. For people are believing, very much so, because the champion said so, that this nightmare is finally going to be over. At some point, when you guys are having... You probably are going to end up having lunch somewhere with Jody, Maximilian, and at the same place that you guys had breakfast. And while you're having lunch together, Jody will say, "So, Maximilian, there's been a lot of talk about this fancy schmancy party that the champion is throwing."
Yeah, so I've heard. It's hard to miss, actually, with all the posters.
I'm trying... He says, "Yes. I must say, the champion's head certainly fills up a good amount of that space." Very surprising. Talented that one is, she says, as she takes a sip of her cup. "But, I'm trying to decide who I should ask to the ball. Do you have any suggestions? I was thinking about asking maybe Plim, perhaps Cogs. He's a cutie.
Oh, okay, I see. Well, I think Delwyn actually has a sister now that I got my eyes up on. I've seen her, and she's a pretty lady.
Oh, yes.
I think I might ask her out, actually.
She's very cute. I have to admit, she says, as she takes another sip of her cup.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem right.
Where are you? Are you there? Are you the third wheel?
I'm just
Are you
the third wheel? I'm just drinking my cup.
Okay, Leildon's the third wheel.
Camera zooms out, and Leland sits there, and he's like,
in
"What
between
is
the
going
two.
on?"
At this point, she turns towards Leildon, or glances towards Leildon. "Maximilian, have you considered asking the captain? I'm sure that Leildon wouldn't mind. I mean, you both have practically a bromance. You would keep everything in the family."
Oh, well, she is the most high-ranking officer on the ship, so it would be prudent, I think.
What do you think, Leildon?
Yeah, what do you think, Leildon? You, me and your sister? That would be nice, right?
I'm saying this with the utmost honesty. You'd do best to fear what she'd do more than what I would do if you tried asking her out.
Oh, wow. So hostile. Well, I think I'll have to settle with the second best then. So, Judy, what do you say? Want to go to the ball with me?
"I don't know," she says. "What are you planning on wearing? I have to make sure whoever I go with actually match."
Oh, I was thinking about something noble, white, handsome. How about... Okay, so now she realizes that fashion is not his strong suit.
Yes.
Ta-da.
As an Orlesian, she probably chuckles at this, because Orlesians probably are born out of the womb knowing about fashion. So
Maybe some fur boots and a wolf pelt,
maybe
maybe?
I could help you pick out something. I wasn't able to last time. It might be fun going shopping.
I just kind of like break it. Like, you guys have extra pair. You guys have more than one pair of clothes.
She's
Oh.
She says, well, of course.
Don't you? Oh, Lee.
Oh,
I mean,
I keep them clean if that's what you're asking. Just
Seriously though, Lealden, who are you going to ask as your date?
yeah, I'm curious too. Come on, tell us.
I don't have anyone to ask.
You could
Come
still
on, this-
ask your sister. Obviously, you would just be going as brother and sister. Didn't I hear you
It's
mentioning that
just-
you wanted to, spend more time with her, unprofessionally? This might be your last chance.
True, but I don't. I can ask, but I can't guarantee that she'll be all for the idea herself.
Why not?
Everything just seems so conclusive about our last meeting.
Okay. At this point, Jody places her cup down. Lealden, take it from a woman, all right? I've been watching the two of you interact over the last few days, and when a woman tells you that if she ever did she in your last conversation, by the way, mention any of this to you at all about you? I know you mentioned wanting to spend more time with her. Did she ever mention that to you as well?
She did. She did express a desire to spend more time with me.
That might have been a subtle hint that you might need to pick up.
Let me know that this conversation is about a person with their sister. This exact same conversation.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, fine. I will ask her, but don't start thinking that it's my fault if she decides against it.
We won't think any less of you, Lee. You're still a good guy. One of
You
the
could
best.
always ask Vicious Vic if she denies you.
I'll go ask her right now.
I don't know if Delwyn or Gwenail are making plans of asking someone to the ball or trying to find out if they are able to bring someone to the ball. Yes, no?
Uh,
No, Delwyn has recently purchased flowers and is awkwardly pacing around trying to figure out how to ask Gwenail to.
Oh!
Especially considering the talk they had a few days prior to it. But. Well. No, that's.
Male being the person that he is, would be like, yes, party, must do research and study for this to make sure I have everything ready for the ritual. Then, after I'm done, which might not happen at all, I'll dip out for the party, or might dip out for a moment and see the festivities, and then get back to work. So unless someone drags him out of that, he's probably
Yeah, he's going to be dragged out of it.
Huh?
There will probably be a knock on the door, Gwenail, when you're doing your research.
Yep.
Is it good? Is it going to be Delwyn?
Yeah.
Okay, it's Delwyn. Knock on the door.
One moment. Close book. Put quill up. I need some tea. Oh.
Hi. So, do you have any plans? Oh god, that sounded terrible.
Is that whispering thing stuff to you, like in character?
Yeah, and it's out loud, so it's audible.
Raise eyebrow. I was mostly just planning on to. What?
What kind of flowers does Delwyn have in his hands?
It's a mixed assortment.
Ooh. Okay.
He has splurged on a very fancy array of flowers from both Ferelden and Orlais.
Oh
I
wow.
think they're mixed.
5 silver pieces, by the way.
Okay.
That's 5 silver pieces.
These are lovely. These are just like at the gardens back at my home. We had both Elysian and Ferelden flowers in the
Well,
garden to
I-
symbolize.
You have both Orlesian and Ferelden, so it made sense. Please tell me you're not going to be doing work all night.
I wouldn't say whole night was my original intention. I thought I
Because
did.
I don't know if you heard, because Kane's been very vocal about it,
My character
and
rolls his eyes as soon as you say the word Kane. Yes.
very vocal about this party and bringing someone. And I was hoping you weren't going to be working all night, because then that
My
could
character's
be
eyes are like
you, and
slowly
then
widening.
he's kind of just rambling off on a tangent now.
My character's kind of like, it's like, mouth actually hang open. I was like, and then he gets a smoke. So, you're here about the party? So what's about?
Well, I need to bring someone to the party, and I figured I would bring this guy that I like, and hopefully he wouldn't be working all night.
Well, I
Unless
suppose
you wanted
that
company here, then that, we could do that too.
there was a lots of work I had to show up to make sure I had to complete. And I said if the right, thing popped up as it, I would go along with that distraction. And walk out the door, close. I think I found the right distraction.
Ooh. Ooh. Steamy.
Well, good news. Yes, good news. I don't know what I should wear, so maybe you could pick something out for me, or I don't know. You Orlesian types have good taste, so
All right. It's been some time since I've done anything for this type of picking out of clothing. I think I'm. Do you have any nice clothes? I know you have a few that you've worn to the wakes and stuff, but those are a bit muted.
it was usually just a cloak over top of my normal clothes.
Then we need to go get some. Then we need to go get you some clothes if you want to dress up nice. I certainly will.
Yeah.
So, I haven't gone to a lot of the clothing shops or anything. I wonder if anyone else has done any shopping around here. I'll ask Jody or Nathan.
That would work. Good. This is great. I thought this was going to go a lot worse. Thank you for not embarrassing me.
I would not think about it. Clearly lying.
Okay.
Resisting the temptation of messing with you was very overwhelming.
If you guys are trying to go clothes shopping, you will be able to run into Nathan and Jody as well as Maximilian. Jody will run into, and she will say, "Oh, Gunnale, Delwyn, finally you decided to come out into the sun for a change."
Grenale, Delwyn.
Maximilian, Jody.
Maximilian, Jody, Nathan.
Where are you
Hi.
off to? We're about to go clothes shopping for Maximilian.
Oh, what's an interesting coincidence. Serendipitous, even. I was going to be ready to go clothes shopping for the fucking names.
Delwyn.
You had it right.
No, I kept on tripping up. I know the name in my head. I just can't get it out right now.
Oh, Delwyn,
Oh.
Jody asks, and she leans forward. So, Who's the lucky person you're going with? She asks with a grin.
You were just talking to him.
Well, this is a pleasant surprise, Jody says. Nathan says, "No, it's not," and Jody gives Nathan a bump with her elbow.
Wow, that's rich.
Well, we're very happy for you. Nathan
And,
nods. Yes, I'm sure it'll be a very fun time. It's nice to be able to actually relax for a change. I can't remember the last time I've been to an actual party before. We don't really have many parties ever since the Blight happened.
Yeah.
I have to admit, Jody says, as slimy as that guy Caen seems to be, it seems like a very good idea. And he
Every
seems
time
to be...
King's that name, Gwinnell's just going to roll his eyes.
Every time he hears it.
Yes.
Oh, come on, Gwinnell. I don't think he's that bad.
The man just rubs me the wrong way. Don't. Did you know he was trying to perform the ritual? So, and I'm sure it was just so he could take credit.
Well, I have to agree with Cornell. I don't like him, and something's fishy. Should probably be on guard.
Keep
Just
an
in
eye.
case.
Sure, we can keep an eye on him.
I think we can enjoy the evening, even so.
Although it's going to be a little hard, I might be a little distracted, Maximilian, Jody says as she puts her hand on your shoulder.
I look at her and give a big smile and a little peck on the cheek.
Well then, why don't we all go, shall we?
Yes.
Wait!
Oh.
Wait for me! You guys turn around and you see a rather large figure with a big giant cloak with really hairy legs approach you. Plim, Nathan says, I need something too. I can't miss this. Jody says, I'm not sure if they would necessarily let you in. Hey, I've been disguising myself all week and nobody's noticed. All right, well, we can...
I'm worried about this town now.
Seems like Cain would make a killing investing in glasses, then. Because clearly everyone's blind.
Yes.
I was thinking maybe we could disguise you as a Mabari warhound or something. Oh,
He's a bit big for that.
I'm insulted, Plib says. She says, "Oh, well, you certainly smell like one, my friend."
Damn it, she beat me too. I was literally about to say that. My character actually.
I'm sure Gunnell would have said that too.
I was just about to say that.
She says, "Oh, I'm so sorry, dear." Jody says, I'll let you have the next one." Plim says, yeah. Now that we're off the ship and now that we're not a crew anymore, all of a sudden I'm getting all the flack? I see how it is, Plim says.
Well, as long as you're at the party, Plim, I wouldn't want to miss having you there.
Yeah, well, Vicious Vic is also really excited too. And, we have to be coupled up, so he actually is my size. We're going as friends, of course. Don't mistake me. But we have to be very...
I was going to ask, how did you two get dates?
We have to be very creative about Vic's disguise. We've got something. It's great. Nothing can go wrong. Great.
See,
And
I'll take your word for it.
Someone says that, hilarity ensues.
Unless, he says, Delwyn, do you know if your sister is taking anyone by any chance?
I had
No
idea you would have to ask her yourself, and why would you do that? You would just leave your buddy hanging with nobody.
I have a feeling that once he gets to the bar, he's probably gonna end up leaving me anyway.
See.
Besides, I think your sister can handle a gentleman on each arm. Don't you think?
I don't want to think about that. Thank you. An image I will never get out of my head.
Yeah, out of character, the two people that you would want your sister to be with, Plim and Vicious Vic, are probably the last
They're
ones you would want her to
very
be with.
low tier.
Anyway, so you guys go over to the shop, and you.
Nathan and Sanaya could go as friends. I see them two probably get along pretty well.
Yeah, she is pretty cute, Nathan says.
So,
Not my type, but cute, Nathan says.
well, like I said, just as friends.
I was actually thinking about, between you and me, I was actually thinking of asking Archer if we could go together.
Oh yes, that'd be lovely. I'd love to see. It'd be nice to see everyone there if I'm going to go.
Yes, isn't that so? Going to go. Is this gonna be our last night together?
Yes, Jody says. Just like Maximilian to just deflate the entire feeling.
Just being realistic here. I mean, Okay, you're right. Let's not talk about that right now. Let's just go clothes shopping and enjoy the moment.
One last hurrah, friends. Let's all skedaddle, she says, and you guys go over and do some shopping.
Shopping montage.
Yes. You guys go shopping, and the clothing stores have been very low on business lately because clothes shopping, especially fancy clothes shopping, is not really booming with the blight because other people have other things to worry about. But because of the ball, it is packed with people left and right. And the nobles are the worst. As dignified as they claim to be, you see nobles like complaining about the price. You see nobles saying, I saw that dress first. And there's a little bit of a tug-of-war action going near the back. The people who are the tailors and the people that are working the shops have their hands full.
This is the mall on Christmas.
Yeah, pretty much. It's the mall on Christmas. Random people asking each other, does this dress make me look fat? Does this dress, make my legs look too big? Blah, 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 all that good stuff.
And being Orlean, that's a good way to get some of the better items when people are looking at something. I wonder how this would look at me. Oh yes, it definitely highlight, talk about some kind of negative aspect as though it's a good thing. You should totally get that.
So, Jody will actually help Maximilian pick out a few things. When Caen said black tie, he doesn't necessarily mean that you have to necessarily wear a black and white suit. It just means that you have to wear something fancy. So
yeah. I believe, considering about the time period equivalent to in Dragon Age, they wouldn't have suits like that anyways. That's kind of Victorian era when that actually started to happen.
Right.
They wouldn't have stuff like what I'm wearing right now.
She picks out a few selections, Maximilian. One is a nutmeg suit with sort of a reddish like tie and other things of that nature. She also finds something that is white, all white, with light blue trim, which she says this actually matches my dress.
Oh, is that so? Well, I think I'll go with this then, if it fits, of course. I do love white.
It's a little tight on you, but Jody speaks to the tailor and he says he can alter it in order to get the best fit. And he said it's definitely pretty tight around the shoulders. And he's saying, yes, he's very broad up there. And the tailor says, we can get you straightened out very quickly. what is Delwyn and Gwenail? What are they getting, or is Gwenail getting something for Delwyn?
Well, it's free pick of everything. Who can decide? Because that one has no taste.
Nathan will be helping. Meanwhile, will be helping Plim. They pretty much have to go to the plus size area, and are able to get him like a triple large suit of some sort that comes with a nice cape, which could be used as a cloak. This suit is sort of a maroonish purple, kind of, which kind of matches with his fur a little bit without blending with his fur perfectly. So, Plim says, "You've got a pretty good eye," and Nathan says, "Yeah, I've worked with nobles when I was a kid, so I kind of have an eye for that kind of thing." Plim looks very pleased with himself, and actually, when you see him in his suit with the extra large shoes, he actually looks pretty decent, pretty handsome.
Nice. I'm going to ask around for a shoulder pad on one shoulder, a decorative shoulder pad.
Oh yes.
Either metalworks or like leather.
Yes,
and
you can definitely find both. The metalworks is slightly more expensive than the leather one, but you do find something that is silver, which probably would match. There's one in bronze and one in silver. They recommend that the silver one matches your white and blue outfit better. So
yeah, I'll take their word for it.
Hey,
I'll get that as well.
Brett.
It feels like I don't know why. It suddenly feels like almost akin to when we were in that dream section. Like where all of a sudden everything just sort of like doesn't fit. Like we went from Orzammar fighting giant demons to we're going to the ball. Who we're gonna have? Let's go.
Well, it hasn't been a secret that the champion of Kirkwall, Caen, has been hyping up this whole thing, and now that you have finally informed him that, we got everything we need, we just need to do the ritual with your help, and then we'll be able to fix this. It's not, I don't think it's unusual that all of a sudden he's like, all right, well, we're gonna have a party now because finally we get confirmation that this is all gonna get fixed. So yay! He promised everyone that he would be able to give these people one night where they can forget about the blight and just enjoy themselves like they did before the blight struck, and people are buying into it. So
one last chance to have a good time.
One last chance to have a good time.
Kirkwall
And then you
DLC.
guys go back in time and who knows what you'll do. So the time finally comes for the grand ball at the champion of Kirkwall's estate. Everyone is in their best dressed. Even the people who are not quite as wealthy as some, they're sort of having like a pre-game like thing going on outside. I think they're only letting certain people in if they have a certain level of quality of dress, but they're not super stingy on that. Like, you can still be, I think, within the middle class and still get in. People who are like in the poor people in Lowtown and certainly people in Darktown, they are allowed to congregate outside and just have their own party / pre-game drinking fest of whatever they want to do. So everybody's celebrating in the city, and there's music, there's dancing, there's food, lots of decorations all over the place. It's just one big giant shindig, and everybody's excited. So let's go ahead and roll initiative. The three of you. Okay.
Yeah, go initiative focus.
Yay!
Maximilian, you and Jody arrive at the party first. Let me give you a lay of the land here. If you might need to zoom out your map. So we have the grand ball area. There is food both on this table and on this table. The main area where people are dancing on the dance floor is right over here. There is a lovely fountain over there as well, and there are also 2 bars with bartenders here and here on opposite sides. So Maximilian and Jody arrive first, and as you enter, Jody's eyes light up, and she squeezes Maximilian's arm and says, "This is going to be so much fun. I can tell."
I hope you're right. I have to confess, I haven't been to many of these parties.
She says, "Well, looks like we're throwing you into deep end, Maximilian, because this is probably a party to end all parties."
I'm sure I'll manage, at least with you at my side.
So what do you want to do first? Grab a drink, get some food, maybe...
Grab a drink. Grab a drink. Let's
Okay.
grab a drink.
She,
Get some refreshments.
she was eyeing the dance floor, you know the next thing she was gonna say was have a dance, so it sounds like you would have said, yeah, let's grab a drink.
Refreshments. Yes, yes. Drink.
Do you care which side you go to?
Left side.
Okay. So you guys
Can
go
I
over.
escort her over to the bar.
Very nice. You guys can escort over
Proper
there.
gent.
The next people who arrive appear to be Sanaya and Nathan. Sanaya is wearing a very nice dark purplish gown, and Nathan is wearing a very strapping looking green suit. They will look around and will probably notice Jody and Maximilian by the bar, so they'll probably go over and join you as well.
You know, what I imagine that Nathan wearing, it's like that suit, Orlesian fancy suit that Hawk wears, except like with a lot of green on it.
That sounds like the perfect thing. So Nathan will say, "Maximilian, Jody."
Nathan, good to see you. You too. Sanaya, was it?
Yes, she says, "A pleasure. I admit I didn't really know anyone around here, and Nathan actually approached me and asked if I had a date, so I figured he wasn't too bad looking. Might as well."
He should be honored. It's not every time you get to go on a feast with a Grey Warden. It's an honor to meet you again.
Sanaya smiles and says, "I'm very flattered to hear that. Thank you very much. Maximilian, I think?"
That is correct. I extend my hand to give her a good handshake. Probably haven't talked very much, she and I.
Mm-hmm. The bartender goes up to you and asks what you would like, and Jody will ask for a mixed drink. How about Maximilian? What is he ordering?
Orlesian brandy.
Orlesian brandy. It looks like Nathan is going to ask for some rum mixed with a little bit of a juice that you don't recognize. It's Orlesian. And as for Sanaya, she will ask for a blonde ale. "Cheers," she says. Sanaya says as she raises up her glass.
Cheers for good fortune and a better tomorrow.
Indeed. You take a sip. At this point, this is when Archer and Cogs enter. Archer himself is in a more of a, I want to say, orangish, dark orangish suit, which sort of matches his hair a little bit. Cogs is a little unkept. He's wearing a suit, a little tiny grayish suit, and it's a bit disheveled. But he still has his goggles that he wears on top of his head. And his shoes are more sneaker-like than they are dress shoe-like. He kind of has a David Tennant's Doctor Who kind of vibe, is what I'm envisioning for Cogs.
That's super precious.
And they will enter as well and wave at Maximilian and the others at the bar. And Nathan and Cogs will say, "Hello, everybody! Woo! I've never been to a party before. Oh, wow! Are those? Is that pasta? I love pasta!" And he runs over to the buffet. And Nathan Archer gives his wave, and he kind of follows after Cogs. Jody turns to the group and says, "Should we join them for some food as well, or hang out at the bar?"
I think we should grab some food. I got my brandy. I'm ready for some refreshments.
All right. You guys will make it over to the food table. There's some nice flank steak over there that Maximilian and Jody are eyeing at. It is at this point that we enter Gwenaël and Delwyn, looking very fancy. Why don't you explain to the group, as I post the picture up, what you guys are wearing?
Would you like to go first, Charlotte?
Well, you explain the alterations better than I do, so.
Alright, so the outfit is actually robes. And then a lot of the trim area of the picture, which we see, is got a place with gold, and the colors would probably become more of a deep, like navy blue type of color.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a blue with gold, dark blue with gold trims and a red sash.
Okay.
It's very
And
fancy.
It's very dapper.
Yeah.
and then as for Gwenaël,
Gwenaël is dressed in a very flowy outfit, with a cape and what's essentially a second cape, with robes, with a robe and coat, with
Okay.
nice, deep but purples and royal blues and red, soft royal reds.
very nice.
With, of course, some dark grays and browns, nice muted browns for like nice dress boots.
You guys enter in. You were greeted with the sound of very fancy music, and you see the scene before you. You do see several of your companions to the left. Over to the right, you see Haren and Wade talking to each other. They're both dressed very eloquently. Haren's suit is a lot more muted in color, whereas Wade's is a lot more eccentric and fabulous.
Of course.
Where does Delwyn and Gwenaël do first? Where do they go first?
Talon's just kind of standing there, taking everything in, very wide-eyed, like, well, this is...
Wow,
I have no experience with this.
It has been some time since I've been to something this grand.
Oh, at least one of us is in their element.
I'm not sure if this is necessarily my element. I've never really actually cared that much for these things. They're fun, though. I just think my family expected me to have more fun. Look! Drinks! I was never able to do that before when I was going to these parties. Let us go partake in that.
Okay. Lead the way. I'll just
To the left or to the right?
stand here and look decent.
I like to go the left.
Okay, you guys are gonna go to the left. Lealden and Captain Maelstrom will arrive next. The captain is wearing a very striking crimson dress, going all the way down to the floor. She actually has her hair tied. You've never seen the captain so feminine before. Like, her outfit definitely does accentuate her feminine features, but this is a lot more elegant, I guess. She's wearing very large gold hoops on her ears. She's got a very extravagant looking gold necklace, and she's got gold bracelets. She has the only makeup that she seems to be wearing is, again, a very deep red crimson lipstick, which matches her dress. Lealden is wearing a, I guess, more of a brownish tan suit with a regal-looking purple cloak, purple cape of sorts. And he even has himself a nice fancy cane as well.
Oh.
Ooh. Hey.
Anyone
enjoy
who looks very carefully kind of notices that the top of the cane looks very suspiciously like the hilt of the Nematos. Very suspiciously. The two of them will wave at the group over there, and then the captain will immediately notice Haren and Wade, and Wade will call towards her. So the captain and Lealden will arrive. If you guys are watching her, Wade does a little Captain, mwah, mwah, kind of thing with her, and they start chatting on the side over there.
These clothes feel weird.
At that point, your sister kind of jabs you on the shoulder. So, how are the canapes? She asks. Is that how you pronounce that? Canapes? Canapes? I'm not sure how to pronounce it. She pronounces it properly. I don't botch it. Perhaps we can have some wine. Wine would be wonderful, she says. And you kind of just small talk. I don't know if Lealden says anything at this point.
Sure, wine would be very welcoming. No.
Haren says, so, Mr. Lealden, I heard that we have you and your friends to thank for this celebration.
That is correct. To call it easy would be an understatement. It was not easy in the slightest, but it is heartwarming to see the celebration is being as well accepted as it has been so far. People deserve a break.
He nods as he takes a sip from his glass. You've gotten your food. There are tables laid out. Now these are more, I want to say cocktail tables where they're taller so you can eat on them while you're standing. If you've seen those types of tables, so there aren't like chairs or anything. So some of these ladies are probably going dancing now. So what are you guys doing?
I'm gonna give some shout outs to Cogs and Archer, just like wave and say hi. Then I'm gonna grab my food and move to one of these tables.
You're gonna join the two people who are already there, or are you going to an empty table?
No, let's go here.
Okay. These two will probably move this way. Cogs and Sanaya. Cogs and Archer will probably join you, and Sanaya and Nathan will probably go to the table next to you. It's at this point where Sanaya looks around and she says, "Do you think we're allowed to move these tables?" Nathan kind of goes, That's a good question. I never know about these kinds of things. Those guards are kind of eyeing us, though, as he's looking. So there's people posted. There are guards posted around the area, just watching the congregation, making sure, you know, nobody gets into a drunken fight or anything. It is
anyways,
also... Go ahead, Gwinnell.
After we probably order some drinks or something like that, or at least I would order a drink, I'm not sure.
Yeah. Especially after seeing so many, like, members of the crew of the ship that he got everybody else kicked off of. Yeah, drinks are in order.
Our friends are over there if you want to join them.
How many of them are still my friend?
I'd like to think all of them. Though friends can be angry at each other, but if we don't try to work past that, that's not to get better. And what better time to do that than at a party?
Okay. He kind of just reaches over and grabs some undescript gentleman's drink and just goes down, puts it down, and is like, okay, let's go.
All right, move your tokens wherever it is you're going.
Right there.
Okay.
Table right next to Nathan and them. Right there.
Just gonna move people around.
Yeah, that works.
The dance floor. Okay.